What's going on? Just because you buy the newest doesn't mean you're buying the greatest. There's still some products that were made even 30 years ago. Let's talk about the Sennheiser HD600 that are still viable, that still sound really, really good today. Today we're going to review the wonderful Unique Melody Mest MK2s made in 2021. Do they still compete with the IMs in 2024? I think they do, specifically because the price you can get them at now. So let's check out the unboxing. So here's the cool thing. This is the price for these. So the price for the Unique Melody Mest MK2 was originally, I believe, almost $2,000. Nowadays, you can find them for $900 on sale, and I think at Music Tech, which is where I bought these and is a great dealer, you can get them for $14.99, but if they're on sale, they're either $9.99 or $900, which is an amazing deal for these. And that's why I'm saying that sometimes the older ones you can get some amazing deals on. So just check out Music Tech and see what they have, and just check out the sales. But the best ones are when you can get these for about $999. Let's talk about the fit and finish and everything. You get a really nice cable with it. That looks pretty darn good. I've always felt like the Unique Melody are very good looking IMs. I love how they're made of carbon fiber, and they've got the gold flecks in them. As far as size, they're smaller, a little bit smaller than the MK Mark IIs, the Monarchs. Not much, but a little bit smaller. So that's something to keep in mind. When it comes to the nozzle size, they're a medium-sized nozzle, so I've never had a comfort issue with them. They fit really comfortably. And all in all, very happy with the fit and finish and the looks of the Mest. Now, when it comes to sound with the Mest, I really like these. One of the things, my favorite things about the Mest is that it has the most amazing soundstage. So when I talk about soundstage, I mean that the sound doesn't sound flat. The sound has layers to it. Everything is separated. And the number one thing with the bone conducting with these is that it allows you to have some depth and some width to your sound. And for example, if you're listening to something that kind of like Yiba on her, I can't remember the name of the album, but it's a live album in a sense, and you can just literally feel like you're within the club that she's playing at. So when it comes to just pure sound, they're great. Technicals, they're really good. Like, they're very revealing. I would say that maybe a few, like maybe the Monarch MK3s, are a little bit more revealing nowadays, but they still hold their own when it comes to that. The bass is very good. It's not a bass head, so if you're a bass head, you might not like it, even though when you pair it with a warm amp, they sound so good. But more on that in a minute. When it comes to the mids are nice. They have a nice tonality to them, which just makes you want to keep listening to instruments and voices. I really do like listening to them. The treble is very extended. Could be sharp for some people. I could see where these could be like neutral bright for some people, a little spicy. Final E-tips are your friend if that's the case. They are great at just cutting back on anything that might be a little bit sibilant with an IM, so they're really good for that. But overall, I really do enjoy the sound of these, especially how it's just such a nice, distinct soundstage around you where you are just immersed into the sound and it's coming from everywhere. It's very cool to have that in an IM. And that's what kind of like Unique Melody is known for, especially with their bone conducting, because it allows for that. So very, very happy with the way these sound. So since with their new price, I feel like the major competitor for these bad boys would be the Monarchs. I'm going to do a comparison with the Monarchs. So let's talk about the thing that I think that these beat the Monarchs on. Definitely soundstage. The Monarchs, if I had one quibble about them, I feel sometimes that their soundstage might be a little bit narrow. Instead of being at the concert hall, you're more in a cozy club, and that's fine. Because even with that, I feel like the separation and the way things are placed, even though it's smaller, is still just as good as a Mest. So when it comes to soundstage, these are the winner. When it comes to bass, these are the winner. So the Monarchs have a punchier, more lively bass, more detail, and it's just more present compared to these, the Mest. When it comes to the mids, I think the Mest is a little bit less pronounced when it comes to note weight as a Monarchs, but it's still relatively very good. When it comes to treble, I believe that these are a little bit more extended, the Mest, and they have a little bit more airy feel, but the Monarchs aren't that far behind. Now, what's cool is with the Mest, if these are neutral bright to you, you can actually pair them. What I did was I had my Ibeso DX320 and I put in the Amp 14, which is the new tube or the tube sound, and that tamed these and made them extremely, extremely, extremely well balanced. And it's also fun to do with the Monarchs as well. But these become heavenly if you think they're a little bit too bright for you, and just a more fun, more well-tuned machine when you hook them up with a warm source. So that's just kind of my take on comparing the two. I think they're absolutely both great. But it's just what you're looking for. If you want a bigger sound stage, then I would definitely go with these. If you want something that's maybe a little bit more coherent and more well balanced out of the box, then I would definitely go with the Monarchs. So at the end of the day, are the Unique Melody Mest MK2 or Mark II worth it in this day and age, in 2024 when they were released in 2021? I do believe so. I think they are, because especially the price that you can get them at, $900 to $1,000 compared to the $1,700 I believe they were originally. I think that makes them the steal. They still sound relevant. They still sound very good. They have an amazing soundstage. Something you'll find. I remember at Cansman, New York, I tried the Multiverse Mentor, and I was like, "Oh wow, there's a house sound here," because it's just how well that their sound stages expand. And you see some people might like that, and some people might want a more intimate soundstage. It's up to you what you decide. But do these compete? Yes, I think the bass is good. The mediums are very good. Treble's well extended. They also are very source dependent, which is cool because if you want to kind of tame or make it more well rounded, I liked it with a warmer source. I think it sounded really good with a warm source. Tubes, something like that, they sound really good. But all in all, I still think they punch pretty hard for the year 2024. I hope this review helps you, and I'll talk to you next time.